Only 8 bars of Mozart's famous Lacrimosa from his Requiem were actually his writings. There have been crazy stories about an unknown masked stranger, allegedly court composer Antonio Salieri, who commissioned the piece, a work that cursed Mozart to write it as a swan song. Salieri might have even poisoned him. But reality should always be interesting enough. Who exactly wrote the rest of this tearful piece of music? Mozart did die, but not because of the piece. The person who commissioned it, in reality, was none other than Count Franz von Walsegg. This man was notorious for commissioning works and passing them on as his own at his private concerts. Mozart was already ill before the writing of the Requiem from an unknown illness. The sum of money pushed the 35-year-old composer to do the work. There's another myth surrounding the piece. On December 4, 1791, the first performance of the piece was conducted on his bedside, with only the introitus and the Kyria being completed. But he asked them to stop. He was too ill. He called on his former pupil, Franz Xaver Süssmayr, to show him how to complete the task. Evidence that this happened was too minimal though. But on December 5, Mozart passed away. For real. His wife Constanze needed the money. She asked her husband's 2 former students, Josef Eiblar and Franz Xaver Süssmayr, to complete the work so she could cash in. Eiblar tried it first but eventually gave up and handed back the manuscript. Süssmayr, who Constanze felt had a similar writing style as her late husband, drew inspiration from Mozart's earlier works and the fragments he left behind. Meanwhile, Constanze was trying to make it look as if Mozart wrote the entire Requiem even though Eiblar and Süssmayr wrote a huge chunk of it, so she could give it to Walsegg, who might end up pretending that he wrote it, and then promote it as Mozart's even after she receives the commission, so she could continually receive revenue until the day she died. Authorship can be confusing sometimes. Constanze's efforts to prop up Mozart's last piece were said to have created all of these myths. From Antonio Salieri poisoning Mozart, to Süssmayr sitting on Mozart's bedside right before his death, and even Mozart being cursed to write the Requiem for himself. The truth is, the famous Requiem was more of a team effort, with Mozart serving as its basis.